Chicago Riverboat and Architecture Tour and Art Walk. Join us as we explore downtown Chicago, its architecture, some of its art, as well as food. Before the river cruise, first things first, we need to have a Chicago hot dog at Portillo's. The walk towards the Wendella Port was a little scary as we were underneath a bridge and in this area of Chicago we were not familiar with. The Wrigley Building is located on the Magnificent Mile and is 438 feet high. The building was modeled after the Seville Cathedral's Grotto Tower in Spain. The Tribune Tower is a 463-foot tall, 36-floor neo-Gothic skyscraper located in Chicago. Also, the tower is embedded with 150 fragments from historic monuments and battlefields around the world. These include stones from the Bunker Hill, Omaha Beach, St. Peter's Basilica, the Forbidden City, the Kremlin, and Great Copper Mountain in Falun, Sweden. There were secret doors and passageways that were led to the crown. The Aeon Center reaches a height of 135 feet or 346 meters. It has 88 floors. This building was originally clad in Carrara marble from Tuscany, Italy, but in the 1990s, after cracks developed in the marble, the recycled marble was used for staff awards and landscaping. The building's construction inspired the design of the World Trade Towers in New York City. It is home to 37,500 honeybees. The St. Regis Tower had to get a blow-through. Due to the high winds, it would push the building around, making the guests feel uncomfortable. The Chicago Harbor Lock is 600 feet long, 80 feet wide, and 22 feet deep. It is a gravity-fed lock. The flag of Chicago consists of two light blue horizontal bars and stripes on a field of white. The first star is for the Fort of Dearborn, the second represents the Great Chicago Fire, and the third and the fourth stars stand for the two World's Fairs that took place in Chicago. The Chicago Harbor Lighthouse is an automated active lighthouse and stands at the south end of the northern breakwater, protecting the Chicago Harbor in the east of Navy Pier and the mouth of Chicago River. The Alder Planetarium was the first planetarium in the United States. It was founded in 1930, and yes, it looks like it only has one dome, but it actually has two. Navy Pier was originally built in 1916 as a shipping and recreational facility. It was renamed in 1927 to honor World War I veterans and was used as a training center for the U.S. Navy during World War II. The Centennial Wheel at Navy Pier has 42 gondolas, each weighing 30,400 pounds. The wheel is powered by 8 motors and has 21 spokes. President George H.W. Bush trained as a Navy pilot at Navy Pier. Navy Pier is a non-profit tourist destination. Navy Pier also offers free arts and cultural programming year-round. The Trump International Hotel and Tower is 1,362 feet tall or 415 meters, 96 floors. It was built in 2009 as one of the tallest buildings in the world, and it is the 7th largest skyscraper in the U.S. The Marina Towers were completed in 1962, the world's tallest apartment building at the time. The elevators are very fast as they can travel 61 stories in 33 seconds. Multiple movies were filmed at the Marina Towers. Leave a comment if you know which ones. The Mart has its own zip code, encompasses 3.7 million square feet, spans 2 city blocks, rises 25 stories, and is visited by an average of 30,000 people each business day. The Willis Tower, still commonly referred to as the Sears Tower, is the 12th tallest building in the world. It reaches 110 floors at a height of 1,450 feet or 442 meters. The Chicago Stock Exchange. Buckingham Fountain is one of the biggest fountains in the world. It has nothing to do with Buckingham Palace. It's actually named after Kate Buckingham, a Chicago resident. The fountain holds 6 million liters of water and has an elaborate 24/7 security system. One of the biggest symbols of Lake Michigan. The Crown Fountain is an interactive sculpture featuring 2 50-foot towers with video walls that project faces of Chicago residents. Cloud Gate in Chicago is the center stone of Millennial Park. Cloud Gate, or better known as the Bean, is inspired by liquid mercury. The sculpture was rebuilt to reflect both the sky and the Chicago skyline. J. Pritzker Pavilion. Maggie C. Daly Park. Turtle Boy. Dove Girl. The Field Museum of Natural History. I've been here a couple times and it features amazing artifacts from around the world. The Shed Aquarium is an indoor public aquarium in Chicago, opened on May 30th, 1930. The $5 million US gallon aquarium holds about 32,000 animals and is the third largest aquarium in the Western Hemisphere. This building is called the Crane, and in which 1987 80s movie was it featured in? Please leave a comment below if you know. The Metro is one of the largest commuter rail systems in North America, with 243 stations, 11 rail lines, and nearly 500 route miles. John Alexander Logan, the 18th Street Fountain, the Spirit of Music, the Spearman, the Bowman, the Millennium Monument, which stands at Wrigley Square, honors the park's 122 founders. Michigan Avenue, the Riverwalk, Chicago's First Lady. The John Hancock Building, at the time, it was the second building ever to reach 100 stories, and if measured to the top to the antennas, it stands 1,500 feet tall. It is currently the 33rd tallest building in the world. On a clear day, you can see up to 80 miles in 4 different states from the top. The London House is one of the most luxurious hotels you can stay in Chicago. It used to be a former jazz club and restaurant. The building is now a mixed-use building. Carbide and Carbon Building, the Chicago Architecture Center. Before dinner, we decided to go to Lake Michigan, and the wind picked up as well as the waves. And dinner is the world-famous pizza grinder. Our appetizer was the Mediterranean flatbread.
Oh, that's good.
That's massive. Massive.
I'm like a Caesar, just like a little pot pie, and then as soon as they come out, we just flip it. I'm gonna pop that roll in. Make sure all that cheese comes down, and that is the pizza pot pie.
And for dessert, tortini. I love Chicago, and there is so much to do and see here that there is no way I could have done it all in this one video. Please let me know in the comments below on what areas you think I should hit next time I come.